Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, you're in my house, and today we're having an amazing moment with time. How to explain this one, baby? So, once upon a time, and I promise after this reading you're going to be a lot more cognizant about how frequently we use the word time in our vernacular. But once upon a time, I went to see some very dear friends, and I realized that they had a being standing behind them, one each. And the being, when I asked, "Who are you?" said, "I'm time." And I was like, "What?" And the being was like, "Yeah, I'm time." Well, I had no idea that there was like a guardian of time, which is what this being sort of established itself to me as. And the being was like an intermediary between the energy or the spirit or the wisdom of time and the construct of time and our world. Now, it wasn't for me to know what the being was doing there, but the being did want to make itself known so that I could have future communions with it for other purposes. And it turns out that today, our purpose is to commune with the spirit of time and the guardians of time and find out what messages time has for us. Now, in no accident, the filming of this video has been moved all around over time, and it was intentioned for one time, and here it is happening in another time, and because of my schedule today, I feel like I'm running out of time, and there's a whole lesson for me in this about understanding that what is meant to be will be, irrespective of my perception of the linear string of events. But there are also other messages too, beyond just my understanding. So we have three beautiful crews today. We have our Carnelian Crew, and with our Carnelian Crew, we have this card, Isolation. And this is the message and the lesson that time wants to talk about today to my Carnelian Crew. So if you're attracted to this Isolation card in Carnelian, this is you. We have Peridot, beautiful Peridot crystal, and with Peridot we have the card Grief. This is the lesson that time wants to talk about today with my Peridot crew. So if you find yourself attracted to these colors and to this energy, then this is your crew. And finally we have this beautiful Labradorite. What a shimmer, what a show in there. And we have Impatience. And this is the lesson and the blessing that time wants to talk about today with my Labradorite crew. So if you find yourself drawn here, this is your crew. Now here's another way you could choose. You could think about, what am I dealing with, or as I like to say, feeling with, and then select from there. So if you're feeling grief, you might be drawn here. If you're feeling lonely, you might be drawn to my Carnelian crew. If you're feeling impatient, you might be drawn to my Labradorite crew. So take your moment and take your pick, and let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be chatting up time with. Did that make sense? Gotta make sense to somebody somewhere. So first is the biggest misunderstanding that we have about time. So depending on whether you find yourself in my Carnelian crew, my Peridot crew, or my Labradorite crew, we're going to talk about the biggest misunderstanding that we have about time being in that crew. Then we're going to talk about the biggest blessing time is working on for us right now on our behalf that we can't see, maybe because we're impatient about it, or because we're frustrated by time, or because of that misunderstanding of time. And then finally, we're going to look at a strategy to align with time. So instead of to fight the power, to allow the power, to understand the power, to be one with the power, to learn from the power. So that's where we're headed. Go ahead and select your crew, and I will see you there, beautiful soul. Hello, my beautiful Carnelian crew. If you picked this stunning Carnelian and this very interesting isolation card, then you're in the absolute right place at the perfect time. Wouldn't you know it? I'm going to set you right over here, still in view. And I'm going to set your card over here as well. And we're going to get started with channeling. So the first thing that time let me know today is a little less cards, a little more mouth. So that's how we're going to roll. So time, come on up. Come to the forefront and let us know, what would you like my Carnelian crew to know about their biggest misunderstanding that they have about time? Time is not the enemy. I am not the enemy. I am your greatest ally. I ensure that you are never overloaded with too many lessons, too much power, or too much pain to be able to rest and be present in the moment. I am the wall, I am the bridge, but I'm also the wall between you and destruction. I am the wall that prevents your enemy from coming in, but I am not the enemy. And your enemy is losing yourself. Your enemy is, oh, there it is, isolation. Your enemy is chaos. Your energy right now is being protected by me, by time. What I do is I stand between you and an outcome that is not best for you. And the outcome you may think you desire, and you may think you need, and you may think you know the right answer to your problem, and that the solution is this outcome. But I, as time, stand between you and that. So instead, you can expand and grow and develop and become your truest self. I am time, and I am your hero. I am your friend. I am your helper. I am not the one stopping you. Nobody is stopping you. You are free. The reason you may feel obstructed is because you are trying to get somewhere that is not as good for you as you can get. Let me be your bridge. This is my ask of you. I am time, and I am asking you to let me be your bridge to where you want to go. I'm asking you to take your hands off the reins, and instead of believing that you know what's best, let me take you to the best place. Let me maximize the seeds that you've planted in your garden that are going to create abundance, love, joy, camaraderie, collaboration, peace, and above all, rest. Let me be the bridge for you rather than an obstacle or rather than an enemy, because I'm not your enemy, I'm your friend, and I can work with you, and I will work with you the moment that you understand this. Okay. Thanks, time. That was pretty radical. So that was a message from time for those who are feeling isolated. Now let's take a look at the frequencies here and get a little bit more specific information from my gorgeous Carnelian crew about the ways that you either consciously or subconsciously feel like time has been hindering you. Like, let's look at some of the blockages and see what some of the frequencies are that can release those blockages. This deck is a beautiful deck by a spiritual teacher named Teal Swan. And what Teal does is put onto canvas what fifth and higher dimensional frequencies look like in Teal's perception. So Teal can see these things perceives colors, lights, and energies, and then puts them down onto canvas, which they're represented here. And those frequencies, when we look at them or gaze upon them, they can help that we can entrain with them, and they can help reorder some of the inconsistencies or muddled, frenetic, chaotic edges where we might not be balanced in that frequency. So asking the question of time, show us the frequencies, please, that will release the blocks that my beautiful Carnelian crew has in working with time and aligning with time. What are the misunderstandings that my Carnelian crew has about time? And what can we do to resolve those? All right. Oh, 2 coming out here. And we're going to read straight from the book on this one because there are not many functions. Ooh, higher purpose. Okay, can we see that? Is that in the frame? I can't tell. Higher purpose. Yeah, there are not too many indicators aside from the names and the colors here, but the book is rich with all manner of insights. I'm trying to make sure the glare doesn't hit these little bad boys. So we got higher purpose as the overall theme of these cards. I can't wait to see what's inside. Positive intention, reversed. The meanie, reversed. Conjunction, reversed. And aplomb. I love that word. Upright. So already I see themes of what time's direct channeled message to us was. I'm familiar with a few of these cards, actually most of them, although I can't do them justice by attempting to explain them. We will read more in this beautiful little book. But right off the bat, we see that for my beautiful Carnelian crew, you may feel like your higher purpose is being obstructed or sabotaged by time, and that you're either running out of it or time has just not been good to you. The past has felt like a constant series of twists and turns that make no sense, or they're not leading to any solid, graspable outcome where you can be proud of everything you've done, because maybe you feel like, my beautiful Carnelian, it's all scattered. It doesn't come to any positive head. And even if that's how you feel, my beautiful Carnelian crew, let's just pause everything just for a second and understand that above all else, you are worthy of love. Above anything else, above all else, you have done the best you could with what you had, I'm going to say it, at the time. So please, my beautiful Carnelian crew, take a deep breath in with me and let it go. And know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, both linearly and in time, and spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. You're in exactly the right place. Had to do that loving rant. Now we're back. So higher purpose, that's the theme of this. Let's start with positive intention in the reverse. Now, great thing about Teal Swan, also a little bit of it can take you by surprise, it's often taken me by surprise, is that no punches are pulled when it comes to the descriptive language that is used in these books. So if we need to soften something, we're going to soften something. With card number 50, positive intention in the reverse. If you've drawn this card in reverse, your intentions or the intentions of those in question are not in the right place. Your true intentions or their true intentions are both are not being fully revealed. Either you or they hold what could be considered to be a negative intention. So here's what we need to know. One of the reasons why it may feel like time is not on your side is because the intention that you're holding in your heart is not aligned with the outcome that you're seeking. Now, time is telling me, because I don't know anything about it, but it's saying right now, the reason that it acts in a linear fashion is precisely for this reason. Because by acting as this line that our consciousnesses must travel down. It forces us to align, again, once again, with the linear theme, our true intentions with the outcome. So if you, my beautiful Carnelian Crew, are at a point in your life where you feel isolated and you're like, what the heck? I haven't gotten anything that I wanted. It's all, if I look back at my past, it's all kind of scattered. Like it's all a mess. It's not led me to my destination. The reason why is because we simply need to align intentions. And once we understand your true intentions and what you are seeking for, and we get into that and we create that, that is when your outcomes will start to match your intentions. But right now it sounds like you may feel you have positive intentions, but they're not quite as clear and as aligned as we want them to be. And we will get the clarity that is needed to fix that up by the end of your reading today, my beautiful Carnelian. And FYI, you don't need fixing. I say fix, but I simply mean to evolve or optimize. You, as I mentioned before, are worthy of love above all else. And that is your takeaway for the day. Now, looking at the meaning in reverse. All right, regardless of whether you draw this card upright or in reverse, its meaning is the same. You're resisting your awakening. At this point in time, you are particularly resistant and closed down, and so now it's time for a wake-up call from the universe. Just remember that thing I said about love and how punches don't get pulled with this book. It can be a little rough going, but I know that you're not resisting your awakening. You're here because you're actively seeking your awakening. But in the broader scope of things, we may be having some blind spots. So let's clarify. Here's a set of questions to answer for yourself at this time. What is the positive intention, oh look, hey, I have for keeping this negative thing in my life? What need is being met by it? Why don't I want to get better or improve the situation? What do I not want other people to know about me? What am I trying to hide or deny? Why am I not doing the things I know I should be doing? If I weren't scared, what would I do? What in my life is worth suffering for? What am I willing to give up, or what do I need to give up in order to have what I want? If I weren't scared to admit it, what would I admit to myself that I really want? And then Teal, the author, goes on to say, this card is as liberating as it is painful to draw. It suggests that we must awaken to our true selves and our true desires if we are to live a life that is worth living. It also demands that you admit what you want to yourself. It also demands that you admit the ways that you are preventing yourself from what you want and why. So time is saying, my beautiful Carnelian Crew, I'm not stopping you. In fact, I want you to run. I want you to get there. I want you to make sense of me, not for me to not make sense. I want me as an idea, as a construct of time, to mean something to you that you're proud of. Now it's just a matter of honesty, clarity within ourselves. We're closing out with conjunction and aplomb. So number 74. Interesting that we have 73 and 74 here. And we have 27, but if you reverse that, it would be, if you put it upside down, it'd be 72. 73, 74. Oh, and 71. What? Time is playing with us, and I love it. So conjunction in reverse. Oh, another card that doesn't matter if it's upright or in reverse. That's interesting. There aren't many cards like that in this deck, and we've got them all right here. Whether you have drawn this card upright or reverse, the meaning is the same. A dramatic improvement in multiple areas of your life is in store for you. Yes! We often get frustrated because we feel as if we can only improve one aspect of our lives at a time. We also get frustrated because it feels like in order for one aspect of our life to get better, another aspect must get worse. This card puts those notions to shame. It suggests that sometimes fortune really can turn our way and the universe can help us multitask. Luck does not really exist in a universe that is based on the law of attraction because you are not powerless to the universe. The universe does not decide if you deserve good or bad luck. But that being said, if luck did exist, drawing this card would be the ultimate sign of good luck. Well, well, well. So isn't that just the thing? By clarifying our intentions, by coming to honest terms with what it is we're truly desiring, my beautiful Carnelian crew, and you may not even know yet. That's okay. Half the time, I don't know either. But what our divine assignment is today is to go, okay, let me get real honest. Let me get real honest. That is going to change your luck massively. So then we hit 71, aplomb. Oh my goodness. Everyone hold on to your whatever you're sitting on. Aplomb. If you've drawn this card upright, you are lining up vibrationally with victory and overcoming opposition through your confidence. Now is the time to assert yourself and be bold. You did not come to this life to live carefully and to stay safe. You may need to look after yourself at this time and be confident in expressing your needs and wants. Otherwise, you will not get your way. This is a time to know fundamentally who you are and what you stand for. If you were going to die 1 year from today, what would you do and how would you want to be remembered? If you have drawn this card, confidence is the order of the day. Self-assurance will get you what you want. Confidence is not to be confused with aggression. If you have drawn this card, you must come to terms with your own aggressive impulses. No matter how denied it may be within you, aggression is part of human nature, part of your innate survival mechanism. Aggression cannot be simply suppressed. To do so will only turn it inward on itself. When it does this, it will manifest itself in the form of illness. Aggression can be very destructive, but is also a powerful energy that can be channeled creatively. This is a time when you need to be aware of your impulses or anger. If you have drawn this card, the time has come to really focus on developing your self-esteem. This is not a time for introspection. This is a time to develop the confidence and claim your place in the world. All right. Powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. So in coming to alignment with your highest purpose, my beautiful Carnelian crew, here is the rub. We must understand what your true intentions are and why. It's a brief introspection, no matter what aplomb said. We must have this clarity so that we can move forward with the confidence and take action in the direction of what it is we truly, truly want. So my beautiful Carnelian crew, I ask you, divine assignment. In fact, put it in the comments if you really want to make me smile like a goofball. Stick in the comments a bulleted list of your true intentions based on where you are at this moment in life. And that could be, I've always said I wanted this, but based on where I am and what I'm doing, maybe I've actually been wanting this. And now the truth of it is somewhere in between. And as soon as you have that aha moment, my beautiful Carnelian crew, your luck's going to change. And time is going to start working, oh, don't make me groan, overtime for you. But if you think about it, literally overtime, time is going to work overtime, meaning it's going to supersede itself. It's going to cause you to take such a massive leap at such a rapid speed that your whole past that you may feel not the most proud of, or like it hasn't maybe served you in ways that you would have wanted to, things will transform so quickly that will be totally okay. And suddenly you're going to understand, oh, bigger picture. I get why that stuff didn't work out. I get why that happened. I understand now. Wow. So the biggest blessing that time is bringing in for you right now, or that is on offering for my Carnelian crew, let me add it, Spirit. Show me what that could be. We're busting out the butterflies. Again, time's request. So time, what is the biggest blessing that you're cooking up from my radiant Carnelian crew right now as they are developing their confidence and courage and taking complete ownership of this present moment and what their true desires are. Desires maybe it's taken a while for them to admit because of the influence of other people. What is the blessing? Oh yeah. Body changes, emotions, and new exercise program. Wow. Okay, this is very interesting to me. First of all, the colors, the orange here in body changes is giving major sacral solar plexus chakra upgrades. So the body changing could be enhanced energy, increased youth. If you feel like something that's held you back is like, oh, my age, I'm not the right, like I'm past time, I'm past my time, I'm past my prime, as some people say. Time is letting you know, no, not on my watch, not really. The blessing that I can offer you is new agility, new vitality, new energy, an aura that is so powerful. Let's see this butterfly bursting out of this cocoon. Let's get a little zoom because I still haven't mastered where to put the camera so that everything is visible. But we see this beautiful butterfly. Is that a monarch butterfly? Busting out of this cocoon, brand new, transformed. So time is saying, I can take you back. A song is popping into my mind right now, and I don't even know if I've ever heard it before. It's like, I want to go back. Can't go back again, or I know, or my love, or something like that. I want to go back, something like that. And time is saying, I will take you back easily. In fact, I'll make it better than before. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about your body. Don't worry about limitations. I will ensure that you get onto that new exercise program, that you get onto your health, that you get onto your wealth, that you get onto every program and every step and every road that you need to align with your truth, my beautiful Carnelian crew, and with your desires and with your blessings. If you simply trust me, if you see me as a friend, not an enemy. Emotions. Oh, emotions. Oh, if the little reader had a story of her life, it would probably be titled Emotions. Here we have pink, heart chakra, soft, feminine. I've heard, word on the street, is that pink is associated with the yin side of the heart chakra, and this emerald green is associated with the yang, we could say masculine side of the heart chakra. If we were to throw gender into it, we absolutely don't need to. But here we have this soft, delicate pink, and we have this like grayish butterfly resting on these flowers. Time will heal your emotions. Time will help you heal. Time will clarify why things happen the way they did and will help release wounding if you let it. And as for the new exercise program, this to me is a message about, oh look, keep the faith right under that. A message about time bringing you what you need. First of all, we have this beautiful purple, so it's like this third eye discernment. I'm going to help you discern exactly what you need for your own health and well-being and to get you to a place where you feel you can begin again. Keep the faith. This is what time is willing to do for you, willing to bless you with my beautiful Carnelian crew. If we can look at time as a friend, not as an enemy. Now, our last question is the strategy, a strategy to align with time. So let's find out. Spirit and time, with an emphasis on time, since that's who we're speaking to today. How can my beautiful Carnelian crew align with the powers of time and make, as you keep saying over and over again, make time a friend and not an enemy? How? show us, time? What's the strategy? You definitely want to come out. Oh, this is interesting. You want to come out, but so do you. Ah, okay. I see why. So our first is dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Wow. Let's put them all out on the table, and then we're going to create a through line. Because time is linear. I got it. The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Okay, chills? Just me? Yes. Just say yes. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And finally, get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. And under that, just as a freebie, we have the ever unfolding rose. And that tells me the pain. Oh, my beautiful Carnelian Crew, let me hold you. Just let me just give you a hug. Because above all else, you deserve love, don't you know? Has no one told you today? Well, I'm here to tell you. You have had pain. This pain of isolation, this pain of maybe feeling like the black sheep, this pain of like, why did this stuff happen to me? When I look at my past, why has it not added up to some incredible future, incredible moment if all the things we go through are supposed to be for us and not against us? Like, why are things the way that they are? And oh, I'm just holding you through that because my beautiful Carnelian Crew, I know what that feels like. What a question it is. And here's what Spirit and Time have to say. There are no mistakes. And in the end, everything is okay. Everything does make sense. And if it doesn't make sense right now, or it's not okay right now, guess what? Chicken butt. But also, guess what? It's not the end. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Chicken butt. Here are your instructions, and the through line is screaming to me. It's saying we've got to get you tapped into joy. I see all of this moon receiving information from the crown, your preparation, your readiness. So our first message is dance with life. Time and Spirit need you to get goofy. I can even feel that. I said goofball earlier, and that's not a word or a compound word, if you insist, that I've ever even said goofball. But Spirit and Time are saying, get goofy. Please lean into your goofiness. Lean into the childlike aspect of you, because somewhere in that childlike state is probably when things came grinding to a halt as far as feeling like time was on your side. Somewhere time became an enemy there in the childhood. And now we want to go back to that childhood state emotionally and mentally, and maybe even physically if it means dancing, so that we can tap back in with that child and say, hey, it's okay. Time's actually our friend, and you're going to love where we end up. We have faith that we're going to love where we end up. Even if we don't love it right this hot second, we're about to have a turn of luck. We just saw that you're going to have a huge twist of not twist. Oh, maybe you should twist and shout. But also you're going to have a turn of fate or a turn of luck, like the Wheel of Fortune, if you can trust it. Time, oh boy. Am I allowed to say this in a concise way, Spirit? Help the little reader say something concisely for once in her life. Time appears linear to our perception, but our heart is a tool that is able to supersede the line and skip all over it. Our heart can tap into emotions. That was in your butterflies. Our heart can tap into emotions which take us to another point in time. The heart is a time-traveling organ, you see. So if you do in fact feel that there was a point in your childhood when things took a turn, or there are painful memories that you can recall specifically. Use your heart to time travel and bring some of the positive emotions from your present moment to that child. And I promise you that child will hear it, even across time. The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. I mean, enough said, am I right? Yes, just say yes. This comes about saying yes to new opportunities, to the things that the universe, God, spirit, whatever you prefer to call it, wants to offer you. This is talking about work on your receiving, your ability to receive, and your ability to ask. Ask for help when you need it, boldly. And then say yes when you're offered something. And then finally, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Something stood out to me early on in those teal swan cards of the frequency. I believe there was a card that said, what are you willing to admit that you truly want, that maybe you are afraid of what others would think for wanting it? Like, what if truly in your heart of hearts, my beautiful Carnelian crew, you would not mind living in a small space where it's just you, yourself, and you doing whatever you want without anyone to hold you accountable, and maybe you just want a one partner to love you unconditionally and be there for you while you do that, and maybe you don't want to be some big achiever. Maybe you don't want to go out and quote unquote, change the world. Maybe you simply want to enjoy being alive on your own terms, or maybe you just want to rest. Maybe it's been so much of a life at this point you just want to rest. These things come to mind because socially they can be so judged when people want these things, when people want simple things or their own things, or when they want rest or when they want pleasure. We can be so quick as a society and a world to judge them for that. And time and spirit are saying, knock it off. Let them judge you, because your job is to not to dim, to fit in. Another thing I'm seeing here, 3 figures, and 3 figures side by side. Body, mind, and spirit, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Getting in touch with the Trinity of you. Mind, body, and emotions. Bring it all together, my beautiful Carnelian crew. It's time to unify the parts of you into one. And one of the best ways to do that is to get grounded. So meditation. I'm always going to recommend meditation first. Why? Chicken fry. But also why? Because I'm a certified meditation teacher and meditation is life. It is though. And here's the thing, it's not for everyone. So I'll recommend meditation, but we can also skip on to other things. Walking in nature, therapy, speaking with experts. Something here that I'm just picking up intuitively is speaking with experts who have either been where you want to go or who you've been avoiding speaking to intentionally because you're intimidated by them, or you feel like they'd look at you like you're an idiot. First of all, my beautiful Carnelian crew, remove the word idiot from your vocabulary because you're a genius. Secondly, a true mentor and teacher is going to be thrilled to offer you their help. And you don't have to feel like you're taking from them. Ask them these words. Will you sit down with me for 30 minutes or over lunch and just coach me? Will you give me legitimate directions? Can I then have a relationship with you where I can call you and speak to you and, get your advice in the future, not just this one time? Establish a relationship. Yes, my beautiful Carnelian crew. Establish relationships with experts. Other ways to get grounded. Sleep. I know it's weird, but sleeping is an excellent way to get grounded, especially if you have nice, clean sheets and a cool environment. If you set an intention before you sleep, something cool about your brain is it will kind of hold on to and magnify that intention all night long. And anything else, spirit or time, you want to share with my beautiful Carnelian crew about getting grounded? Pause. and waste time. Pause and waste time. Oh my goodness, the big kahuna. Okay, my beautiful Carnelian crew, here's the closing message for you. Maybe sometimes you waste time intentionally as like a big middle finger to time. I don't even think it's conscious. I don't think you're like, I'm going to sit here and put my thumb up my, I'm going to sit here and do nothing intentionally to say, screw you, time. No. I think instead you lean into this feeling of squandering, or you try to slip down a rabbit hole to escape from what you feel like is this looming, pressing drain on your system. It almost feels to me like your perception of time prior to this was like kind of like a parasite sucking the life out of you, and you've just got to run around and avoid it, like dodge. But what time is saying to you is, not only am I your friend, I want you to waste me. You don't have to feel guilty about pausing and doing absolutely nothing or shoving your thumb up your butt if that's what you want to do. You are freaking free. And I am enthused. As time, I'm speaking on behalf of time now, am actually joyful when I see people mindfully and intentionally set me or time aside to do what they want, because that shows ownership. That shows deliberate action. Whereas if we just slip into holes or trying to run away from like existential dread by falling into mindless activities that maybe take hours of our time, just like imagine random doodling or playing video games for 6 to 10 hours, not because you have a tournament, but because you simply don't want to face life. Time is saying there is nothing wrong with those things. Just don't do them mindlessly. Set your calendar and say from 3 to 10 p.m. I'm playing mother bleeping video games today. And that is how you take back control of me. That is how you take back control of ownership and confidence. Instead of just slipping and falling into these holes of escape, claim your escape. Claim your pause, your puppy pause, and take back what's yours. And time says, I will do everything in my power to reward you for it. Holy smokies. And I'm now realizing that we are going to need more time to finish today's reading, and that's okay. So, my beautiful Carnelian crew, I'm sending you literally all the love I've got, and more than I even have. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's just coming. You're so very worthy of that love above all else, because you're a badass. You're a fighter. You're a warrior. You may not feel it yet. You may not realize it. Or maybe you know it consciously, but you haven't felt it come alive in your heart. And I'm here to let you know that that's who you are. You are worthy of everything you dream of and beyond. So I'm sending you off now to go forth and make time your beep redacted. I don't know how much I'm allowed to curse on here. That's the problem. So it's all good. Go forth and claim it. And while you're at it, if you enjoyed this, please feel free to like this video if it gave you anything. Please comment down below what you truly want. What is it that you want? What is it you believed you wanted before, and now your life has shown you what you really want because of the decisions that you find yourself making time and time again? I want to come alive with you. I want to awaken with you. I want to heal with you. If you're interested in a private reading at this point in time, they are going to be linked below in the description box. And if you just want to soar and turn this life into a miracle, well, guess what? I'm supporting you all the way. So with that and all of my love, take the best care, beautiful Carnelian crew, and I'll see you again soon in the Little Reader's House. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Peridot Crew. It is I, the Little Reader, and you have chosen this gorgeous Peridot crystal, which has on its rock, I'm not sure exactly what the makeup is of this guy, but this is the Peridot, and this is the beautiful shiny green to complement the card you've selected, which is grief. So I'm going to set you right over here, Peridot Crew, and I'm going to set your card over to the side as well. And what we're going to start off with this fine day is a message channeled directly from time itself. So what does time have to say to my beautiful Peridot Crew? Time, be with us. Time says, I am your healer. Let me hold you. I am time, the healer and nurturer of all wounds. And as I said to your predecessor group, Carnelian Crew, I am both a bridge and a wall. I am a bridge to new experiences. I am a bridge to new states of being. And when necessary, I am a protector. I am a wall that keeps out more than you can handle, more than your nervous system can contain, more than your body, mind, or spirit can hold at any given time. No pun intended. I am the protector. You can lean into me. If you are struggling with grief, beautiful Peridot Crew, if you are struggling to hold your chin up, if you feel weighed down by so many responsibilities, by so much pushing in on you, if you feel like you're in a small room and your options are limited and your choices are limited and the things that once brought you joy have been taken away, then I am here to help you heal. I am the great healer. And in your dimension, I exist to facilitate an opportunity to love parts of yourself that can be laid bare and exposed. You have the opportunity to pour love into these parts. If this were a more accelerated dimension, such an opportunity would not be as rich or fulfilling as it is in this moment, in this reality, in this dimension. I help you to become the great healer. I'm the vehicle to your healing. So please, says time, please let me serve you. Please know that you have an ally in me, that I'm holding you, that I'm nurturing you, and that my service to you is to ensure that you don't miss a thing. You won't miss an opportunity. You won't miss a chance. You won't miss happiness. You won't miss glory. You won't miss success. It's all here for you. And I'm making sure of it. Time, the great steward of gifts. Thank you. Thank you, time. Wow. Okay, so we're starting out with this grief card. And that tells me, for my beautiful Peridot Crew, that there could be a couple of things going on here. There could be this grief, quite literally, that is overwhelming or that is weighing you down. There could be immense heart healing that's going on, and we see that here with this green, reminding me of the heart chakra. And you chose this green stone, so the two go together. And I'm also seeing nature. Maybe you're a lover of nature, or maybe it's time for you to get back to nature. But I see these vines with this dove flying in the background, hardly noticeable back there, but there it is, flying dove. This opportunity to get back to nature, healing, just healing on all levels. So what we're going to start out today with is the biggest misunderstanding that you have about time, my beautiful Peridot Crew. And the channeled message from time states that time is a healer, time is an opportunity, time is a giver of gifts and abundance. So we already have an idea of where my Peridot Crew's message is going to be, which is going to be accepting where you are and opening up yourself to pour attention and healing and care into any wounds that may be requiring your attention. To get some more insights, though, about specific blockages, we're going to look at this frequency deck. Now, as I was telling our Carnelian Crew, and you could be coming from Carnelian Crew, this frequency deck has this amazing artwork on it that was painted by an extrasensory individual who perceives certain energies and then puts them down on canvas. And we get to see a rendering of that perception. And with these frequencies, we can actually entrain. So if you're viewing this video, I welcome you to zoom in, to scroll, to look closely at some of the imagery. I'll try to hold it close so that you can see it. And we're also going to be reading the book because for this particular deck, the explanations that are written here are so powerful. I will say, though, as I warn my Carnelian Crew as well, they can pack a punch. They're not super gentle. So if we have to soften, we'll soften. This author, Teal Swan, is very forthright in her language. So, asking spirit and asking time itself, what is the obstacle or what is the blockage that my beautiful Peridot Crew has up against time? What is a misunderstanding that they have about time? And how can we release that blockage? What frequencies and what energies do we need to release that blockage about time? To make time work for them. Another one. You got an extra one, guys. Okay, we have Catcher in reverse as the overall theme, 61. And I'm going to move these slightly because the glare does not a happy little reader make, let me tell you. There we go. Okay, so we've got healing, of course, healing in reverse. We've got self-awareness in reverse. We've got heritage upright. We've got breaking through barriers in reverse. And we have labyrinth in reverse. And then as our back of the deck overall energy, we have catcher. So already I'm seeing that there is this huge push for healing taking place here. And that the blockage itself, the blockage about time could be my beautiful Peridot Crew. It could be in many areas of your life that don't have specifically to do with time, but by healing these blockages and by healing this grief, perhaps, it's going to unlock so many different abilities, so many different ways that beings and energies from other dimensions and realms can assist you, so many different ways that your spirit guides can step in and assist you. So let's see. But before we get started, just a friendly reminder that above all else, you are so worthy of love. Just in case you haven't heard that today yet, there it is for you. You're here, you're nourishing yourself, you're being uplifted by information and love, and we're going to make this as gentle as possible. So starting with healing, number 7. If you've drawn this card in reverse, you distrust your own ability to heal. You feel alone in your quest for healing. Subconsciously, you feel as if the universe is working against your well-being. Surrender to your life as if it were a river. Let it carry you downstream to the opportunities that await you. Let this universe carry you to the people, places, and tools you need to create well-being in your life. This is an interconnected universe. You are not in this alone. It benefits all when you are in a state of health, and because of this, all forces are working in your favor. Powerful. So here is the healing card, and I'm going to turn it upright so you can see the frequency here. All forces are working in your favor, beautiful Peridot Crew. Don't doubt it for a second. Our first group, Carnelian, had a feeling of isolation. And what I'm starting to see is that with regard to the energy of time and the construct of time and the guardians of time, there's a highly, almost distrustful, negative feeling toward time itself. And I understand why. I have the exact same thing. Time is not something we fully understand yet, but what it's making itself known to you in particular right now is that it's quite literally on your side. Time is on your side, not just in the sense that you have ample amounts of it, but that it's working to help you heal. It's working to overcome this mistrust and this fear around not being good enough, or having things you love taken away, or not being able to crack the code or figure things out. Looking next at self-awareness, that's number 16. If you've drawn this card in reverse, you are currently choosing denial over being honest with yourself. You are afraid of seeing yourself as a bad person, so you may have buried any aspect of yourself that could be seen as bad. But that part of you did not go away. It is reflecting in your reality left and right, but you may be blaming it on the reflection. What is it time to admit? What are you hiding from the world? The things you hate and admire in others are the things you denied and disowned within yourself. As I mentioned, that is one of the most blunt card descriptions I've ever seen. You're here looking at a spiritual reading, so one of the first things I know about you, my beautiful Peridot Crew, is that you are attempting to develop more self-awareness, for which I applaud you. You are doing the work. So what we want to ask now is, what aren't we seeing? What could it be that we don't want to admit, but in admitting it is going to empower us greatly? And if there is something you're hiding from the world, what is it? If you're hiding something from the world and it's something you'd like to share, I would love to know. If you want to drop down, I gave a divine assignment to my Carnelian Crew as well. If you want to drop down to the comments and put in what it is you're hiding from the world, this is a safe space to do so. Here, it's nothing but love and support. And in particular, rewarding the courage to heal and the courage to look deeply into yourself. I'm applauding you for that. So we've got healing and self-awareness. Let's see what heritage is relating to today in the upright. If you've drawn this card upright, your goals are being helped by what you have inherited from generations before you. Look to the past for guidance. You are the progression of all that have come before you. Take their strengths with you into the future and use them to attain your goals. Discard their weaknesses. It is your choice what you borrow from your family tree and what you do not. Take the time to acknowledge what you have inherited that benefits you. Beautiful heritage. So tying that in with where we've been, we have healing and self-awareness, something related to your family line and previous generations. The lineage before you, my beautiful Peridot Crew, has imbued into time gifts that it is time for you to not just accept, but to reach out and grab. And I think we're going to see a little bit of that in the Breaking Through Barriers card. Yes, regardless of whether you've drawn this card upright or reverse, its meaning is the same. There are barriers that stand between you and what you want, and now is the time to break through those barriers. The ego does not create barriers to hurt us. The ego creates barriers to keep us safe. In this circumstance, you would do well to ask, what am I trying to keep myself from? If I get what I want, what bad thing does some part of me think will happen? There is always a positive reason or intention behind the existence of a negative thing. If we can figure out what positive role that negative thing is playing in our life, and if we can find out what it is trying to prevent us from experiencing, we are well along the way to breaking through the obstructions that stand between us and our truest desires and goals. So here's the breaking through barriers. Frequency there. And finally, we're topping it all off with Labyrinth and Catcher. So Labyrinth is number 32. If you've drawn this card in reverse, you are stalled when you need to move forward. You are not taking a step when we need to do just that. You have become preoccupied with finding the right path, when the truth is that all paths are leading in the direction of progression. It is time to get the ball rolling. Pick whatever path appeals the most to you. You can always change your mind later. Even when you feel that you are faced in the wrong direction, if you have drawn the Labyrinth card, then that path might just lead you directly to where you want to go. Powerful. Let's look at that in the upright as well. So there's the Labyrinth frequency. And finally, we have the overall theme, which is Catcher, 61. If you've drawn this card in reverse, you are currently being inhibited by the negative thoughts about others. People are unable to be themselves around you without reserve because they're afraid of your disapproval. You are being critical. You may be hurting other people. You may be laboring under the misconception that they are not good enough and that you know what is right for them. The criticism hurts you as well as them. By trying to help them with your critique, you are hurting them instead. You are making them feel bad about themselves. Now is the time to be compassionate, forgiving, and patient with other people. Now is the time to find approval for them exactly as they are, here and now, as if nothing about them were meant to change. Ooh, I love that. Every time I've drawn this card in the past, and it has happened more times than I care to share, I always have to take a look back and say, oh, sweet little reader, what is it that you are, you meaning me, when this happens to me, disowning in yourself that is triggering for you and other people? And I believe there was a little of that here as well in the self-awareness. So overall theme here, my beautiful Peridot crew, is that if you feel something has been taken away from you, particularly by time, since that's the theme of our reading, and you see that other people have that thing, and you see that that's painful for you or unpleasant, it feels maybe cruel, like a punishment. First of all, that's absolutely okay to feel that way. If we can sit in that for a moment and just accept the pain of what it's like to see what we want in other people, for other people, or feel this gap between what we desire and ourselves. It's like this yawning gap that we can't get through, we can't get over, we can't get to the other side. It is okay to be there. And what I think time was conveying to us in that initial message was, not only is it okay to be there, it's essential to be there, my little Peridot crew, because in this space between where we are and what we desire is the opportunity to comb through, I'm seeing the Rolodex, an address book, to comb through the Rolodex and look at every single little thing that we haven't had an opportunity to see before and love those things. It's a powerful, powerful opportunity for shifts, great shifts. So let's take a breath and say a little prayer so that we can get you feeling a little more free. So Spirit, on behalf of my beautiful Peridot crew, Send in the healing like never before. Bring in, set free like a herd of healing horses through the consciousness of my beautiful Peridot crew to look at each little area of their precious, tender heart that has not had the opportunity to be looked at before and which is now calling for attention. And as those horses stampede joyfully and playfully through that soul and through that space, may every hoof leave a mark in the meadow where a flower grows, where something beautiful comes up to heal and attend to the pain of this moment. And help my beautiful Peridot crew to understand that the pain of this moment is the pleasure of a later moment, and we don't have to skip. By the time we have resolved the wounds and tended to our own heart, we will be coming out on the other side, ready to shine and experience and enjoy the light of day, enjoy the sun on our skin and on our face, and be free. That is what I wish for my beautiful Peridot crew. And that is what I pray for. So Spirit, surround them with the freedom and the healing, to understand their excellence, to see that excellence in others, to receive the excellence of others and ask for help when they need it, and to charge forth fearlessly as the healing warriors that they are. Beautiful. That is what I pray for you, my beautiful Peridot crew. So let's look at the biggest blessing that time is working on for you right now as we develop this greater understanding that time is a healing agent and that it's working on our behalf to turn poison into medicine. Now let's get a peek at what that medicine that's coming is. What is time working on for my Peridot crew, Spirit? What is time working on? What will be the outcome of this weight? All right, jumping out of the deck, our first card is Join In. Next we have Windfall. Oh, I love it. Get some rest. And finally, Gracefully Aging. Love, love, love. So here we have this beautiful collection of colors. We have almost every color of the chakras here represented here. Starting with Join In. The first thing I see for you, my beautiful Peridot crew, is community. So if you have been longing for community or longing for understanding, for other individuals who don't exacerbate your wounds and who don't make pain worse and who don't intentionally go out of their way to trigger, this is an opportunity that time is providing as you look at the spaces within yourself in which you can pour love into. That may mean spending time journaling your emotions. That may mean asking for help. That may mean speaking up when you see an injustice in a gentle and kind way. That may mean isolating yourself sometimes or going out of your way to find communities other times. Whatever it means for you, my beautiful Peridot crew, the Join In here indicates that you're going to be given the opportunity to find your community, to find the people who will nourish and heal you by their very presence. Did you know that some people, just by being around them, you can feel uplifted, you can feel healed, your cup can begin to overflow just by being around these people? That is what time is bringing to you. Time is also bringing a windfall. Now, traditionally, a windfall speaks to financial abundance, but I see so much more than just financial abundance for you. I see an abundance of souls. I see an abundance of understanding. I see the ability to open up your heart and communicate things that you've been feeling and wanting for the longest time. I see that these things are already cropping up all around you. These opportunities have been showing up, and now you're going to be able to accept them. You're going to be able to open your arms and receive them and take this windfall. This get some rest is not just a command, although it's essential to get some rest, but this is also an opportunity. Time is saying you are going to have the opportunity, perhaps with this windfall, to relax and to just sit back and take a deep breath and get some rest. Because my beautiful Peridot crew, you have been working hard. Look, tiny little bits of your crystal are falling off onto my cards. You are working hard, maybe working yourself to the bone, and maybe saying, this is where I need healing. I just need an opportunity to rest. I just need an opportunity to relax. I just need to be given the chance. And time is saying, oh, I will give you the chance. That's what you need. That's what you're worthy of. I'm going to give it to you. Don't worry. Don't stress. Instead, pour into yourself, nourish yourself, love on yourself with the understanding that what I, time, am delivering is the answer to your questions, is the rest you've been needing. And finally, gracefully aging. Now, aging can be a trigger word, and I fully honor and understand that for all of its nuance. In this instance, this graceful aging is a gift. This doesn't necessarily mean that your physical countenance is going to become depleted. To put that quite simply, it doesn't mean you're going to look old. It doesn't mean you're going to start getting old or feeling old or losing your mobility. Instead, gracefully aging speaks to this getting some rest, this windfall. It's a slower, gentler way of life. It's a way, time is saying this directly because time and aging are often interlinked. Although they don't always have to do with one another. I'm hearing this now, I didn't know this, but they don't always have to do with one another as closely as we think. They may not be as interconnected as we think. But in this case, gracefully aging speaks to being able to take your time, and as time unfolds, having a slowness and a steadiness, a rhythm and a relaxation. With your group, my beautiful Peridot crew, I feel this sort of sway. I don't know if you're on a hammock or a swinging bench, but this sense and the energy that time is delivering to you, and it's changed since we began this reading, is this sense of ease and rhythm, almost like a conductor who is, I don't know what he's doing, gesturing, he or she or they are gesturing to the orchestra to indicate the tempo, perhaps. And the tempo here is slow and steady. Now, if you're at a place in your life, my Peridot crew, where you're thinking, I don't want slow and steady. I want to ramp it up. I want to go wild. I'm trying to go balls to the wall. Well, that's where your windfall and your join in come in. You're going to get to go balls to the wall as you open your arms to receive these gifts. But for you, what I'm feeling is the healing that you're doing is going to result in a perhaps more regulated nervous system in which going at a slow, steady, calm, and relaxed rate is actually thrilling. If you can believe that, I promise it's possible. That relaxation can be a thrilling, gratifying, and satisfying experience. So these are the blessings that time is bringing in for you, my beautiful Peridot crew. Let's take a look at how we can align with time, how we can actually get time to work for us, to help us manifest, to bring us to our best possible potential. And when I say best is a judgment call. Spirit doesn't make judgment calls on us like best and worst. We do that to ourselves. So when I say best, I mean our highest, most peaceful, expansive potential. That is what we'd like to manifest here. So spirit and time, for my beautiful Peridot crew, who I'm sending all the love I've got. What is their strategy to align with time? To put time on their side as a guardian, a helper, an assistant. Time. What have you got? What have you got? What's the strategy for my Peridot crew? Love. Okay. So our bottom of the deck energy begins with, and this is the theme, who or what is triggering you? Mirror. Mirror. And underneath that we have yes. Just say yes, which is one of my favorite empowerment cards. Speaking about becoming a receiver who receives the opportunities that are presented. That just say yes also came up in my Carnelian Crew and shows me that time wants everyone or most to know a similar concept right now, which is to be open to receive the gifts that time has to offer. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. Minticon, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Ah, yes. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Oh, my beautiful, beautiful Peridot crew. This gives me Piscean starseed energy. And it shows me why you may grieve sometimes in this. Why am I alone? Why am I wounded? Why am I... Wounded warrior just came up, if that's relevant at all. But, oh, warrior. Why am I in this all alone? And you are not in this all alone, my beautiful Peridot crew. You have an entire family. Well, you have me right here in the Little Reader's House. And you have an entire community and family of people who are with you. We are not all connected physically. We're kind of scattered all over the earth. That's something I notice over and over again. But when you go into your meditations or when you go into a state of contemplation or peace or oneness with nature, you can actually connect to the energies of your fellow starseeds, your fellow light workers, your spirit guides. Time itself is here to be channeled and to speak with you at your leisure and at its leisure, apparently. But let's go through this strategy. So first of all, irrespective of how you identify, whether woman, man, non-binary, any way that you identify, this warrior card applies. Have you answered your deepest calling? This does give Queen of Swords energy, which is the internal activation of powerful air element. So that is thinking, speaking, communicating. It's all of our air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Have you answered your deepest calling says perhaps some of the wounding or the pain that you're feeling is because you haven't yet stepped forward into the action that is going to take you. Well, it's not even, time is saying it's not even a matter of being taken anywhere, because that's not how time works. It's again about using this word aligning. It's going to shift your circumstances because you shifted your behavior. And that's what this leap card is saying. You go first, the universe will catch you. Oh my goodness. This is so resonant. You go first, the universe will catch you. Back to those frequency cards we were looking at. Is there a conversation that you may need to have? Is there a truth that you need to tell? Is there an aspect of yourself that has been concealed that it is now time to reveal? You go first, and time is going to support you in doing this. Remember those blessings of the windfall, of joining in with your community, of gracefully aging. What was the third one? Uh-oh. The third one in the line was getting some rest, of rest. All of those things await if you leap. And time's going to catch you. Time's already brewing this up for you. Minticon, the longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Maybe it's time to get to the sea, get to the ocean, get to the water. Let yourself be surrounded. Commune with those spirits and with those guides. Some of my best friends are not in a human incarnation at this time. And I can share with you with great excitement, my Peridot Crew, that can still be a fulfilling and exciting relationship. Kids have quote unquote imaginary friends, and adults are kids in big bodies. And imagination is intuition. So, birthing a new age. So another part of this lonely journey of being a starseed or a light worker, if that's something you identify with, is the pain of birthing a new age. It can feel oh so very lonely to be on this road, holding up the vibration, holding up the frequency, chasing after that healing, grieving, pouring love into all the wounds. It's like, man, why is this so painful? Well, it turns out that giving birth, I wouldn't know, but I've heard that it can be not the most comfortable experience in the moment. And you're birthing a new age, either for the collective or for yourself as an individual. And for the record, what's good for the individual is good for the collective. So the pain of this moment, time is saying, is not permanent. It's a time for pain and for reflection and for healing so that there can be all of these other blessings that are on the way. And then finally, we see this mirror card, who or what is triggering you. So a theme here in all of these steps is to look to the people around you as inspiration. Even if you don't like the people around you, even if you presently aren't a fan of their behavior or the things that they do, that's precisely why they're there, my beautiful Peridot Crew. They're there to inspire you to be different. They're there when you see a vibration you're not a fan of to bring in a vibration even more powerfully of deep unconditional love and to embody that for yourself. So use the people around you, particularly those that irk, to expand your own aura, to heal your own insides and outsides, and to step into your power. That is powerful. Wow. Okay, so now, I didn't do this for anybody else, but I'm feeling moved to get one last message for you, my Peridot Crew. What is it, Spirit? What is it that you'd like me to tell my Peridot Crew? Okay. Just one. Okay. There it is. Miracle. So that thing you've been asking for, love, right? To feel it, whether it's from a specific person, my beautiful Peridot Crew, or it's from anyone, like if you're just like, I'm just open to love, please. Or if it's from a family, a group, a collective, a community that you were once a part of and want to be part of again, or a community you can only dream of that you want to be part of again. Your miracle is coming. And Spirit and Time want you to know that. If it wasn't clear enough before, and evidently it wasn't, here's the clarity. Here's your sign. Here's your miracle. It's coming. If you can survive this and get through what you're going through right now, if you can pour the love into yourself, I know it was tough love from that frequency deck. I'm here to give the soft love. If you can pour that into your beautiful, majestic self, because you are such a warrior and you are such an intrepid, honest, bold soul when you let yourself. Lean into that with love. Coat your tongue with love. Coat your actions and behaviors with love, especially toward yourself. And my beautiful Peridot Crew, I am promising your miracle will come through. Well, I'm not promising it. Spirit is. So don't hold me accountable. Hold the divine universe. And remember, we are co-creators here, you and I. Oh, there goes another piece. We are co-creators here, you and I. So I create this space to get these messages to you, and then you create the actions and the changes that are required to generate this miracle. And I know that you can do it. You can follow your internal guidance system, and you can always come back to the Little Reader's House if you need any extra insights. And of course, there are incredible readers all over YouTube and resources all over the globe. And I know you'll find them. You're already in the right place. So I'm plopping you down right here, my beautiful Peridot Crew, and I'm sending you all the love that I've got. I'm holding you in my little reader hands and giving you this enormous hug and saying, I'm so glad you're here. Please feel free to comment down below what it is you're ready for people to know about you, because I want to know about you, and I want to know how you're developing and how you're changing and growing so I can do the same. Please feel free to like, subscribe if you want to be part of the Little Reader family. As of this moment in time, yes, words carefully chosen, there are private readings available and a link down below if that's something you'd be interested in. But in the interim, we're just here. We're just out here living, loving, and learning. And I'm sending you all the love I've got, my beautiful miracle Peridot Crew. You're going to be okay. Take the very best care of yourself. Bye for now. Hello, my beautiful Labradorite crew. Oh my goodness, look at that shine. I know it's not just there it is. It's not just the ring light. Look at this beautiful stone that you chose. I believe Labradorite is referred to as the stone of magic. I could be wrong. I often am. It's one of my favorite things to be. But in this case, I'm pretty sure I'm right. You chose a stone of magic, and I can already feel your energy. And the fact that you chose the impatience card as well also warms my heart to the max. You spirited soul. Gosh, powerful. So we're going to start out channeling a direct message from time itself. This has been a ride on both of the other crews so far. So let's see what time has to say to my beautiful Labradorite crew who boldly chose the impatience card. I mean, what's more appropriate when it comes to time, right? I love it. I'm going to set you right over here, right where I can see. And let's get down to business. Let's clear out this space and get down to business. Time, come on through. What do you have to say to my Labradorite crew? We love you. We, okay, so time is a we this time. Time was an I in the last couple of times. We are many. We are everywhere. We are every eye that you see. We're every wall. We're every finger. We're every piece of technology, every door that you walk through, every foothold that your foot clings to, whether the earth or the step of a stair. We are everywhere. And when we are everywhere, we mean that we are infinite. You believe that time is a series of moments, and we are telling you that time is a rainstorm. Time is every droplet that falls onto you from the sky. Time is every molecule that zings into your lungs when you breathe in and when you breathe out. Time is omnipotent and time is omniscient. And that is why we refer to ourselves as we in this moment with you. You have begun to believe that time is small. You have begun to believe that time is long and time is pathetic and time is annoying. You have begun to believe that you are bigger than time. And in a sense, you are bigger than time. But we want you to see time as your tool. Can you see us as you? Can you see you as us? Let us explain more. Thanks, because I'd love to know where this is going. And I know that my editorial is not appreciated, sorry. Time is a blanket that cocoons you. And when you're in our cocoon, you're developing. You're becoming your most powerful self. When we say most powerful, we mean most loving. We mean most aware. We mean most grounded, most regulated, most healed and nurtured. Time is the mechanism that allows you to become these things. So in such a way, time is your cocoon. When you exit time as the butterfly, you then land on a flower to suck the nectar. This is also time. And what we do is create these outcomes of bliss while you are in your cocoon. So even when you think you're hibernating, even when you think you're not getting anything, we, the servants of time, the masters of time, the guardians of time, are simultaneously creating the realities of your dreams. There is no wasted moment. So please put to rest your expectations and your anticipations and begin to breathe more deeply. Begin to settle into every moment, knowing that omnipotently and omnisciently, the happenings of your desires and your dreams are with you. You are carrying them energetically, and you are carrying them in your aura and your frequency in every moment. So in every moment you wish for a different outcome, or you wish to be somewhere else, you push your bliss further away from you. We're asking you to pull us in close. We're asking you to reach out and say, "Come here, baby," to time, and grab us by the collar and pull us in for a kiss, because we are your servants. And every time you resist us, you push away your own bliss. So please, we as time bow to you and ask you humbly to be a kind master, so that we may serve you well. Dictate your desires, yes, but then know that they're already with you the moment you utter them aloud. They're surrounding you like a cloud. Time, we are with you. We honor you in every moment, and we see you in every moment. You cannot check into your dreams and desires in one moment and then check out of them and go into another energetic frequency and expect there to be some kind of semblance between. It cannot be. We are time, and we are asking you humbly to let us be with you in every moment as your servant. We are duplicating and replicating you as you are now and here. So please have no fear. We ask that you love us and we'll love you. We ask that you trust us and we'll trust you. We are your humble servant, and we're always making new. All right. Wow. Okay. That sounded to me, from what I could hear, kind of like some version of poetry I've heard before. I know there's a name for it, but it doesn't come to me. If you know it now, my beautiful, beautiful Labradorite crew, please put it down below. That was so interesting. I'm going to have to go back and listen again. But that was time's channeled message for you. Wow. So once the chills wear off of my body, let's go to the biggest misunderstanding that we, Labradorite crew with my impatience card, have about time, and how to bust through, in the most loving fashion, of course, these blocks and barriers so that we can make an ally out of time, so that we can align with time. Now, we've been using this Teal Swan frequency deck, and as I told my beautiful Peridot and Carnelian crews, when it comes to Teal Swan, the book that we're reading from, because the insights are really on point, can be a little rough. For me, as a sensitive soul, when I hear things like, "You are spiritually escaping right now," I basically ball myself up into a fetal position and go to the corner and cry. I'm a sensitive, what can I say? So if there are things that need softening, we'll soften them, and know that with every intense and direct blow of truth, there is enormous reaping of wisdom to be had. Although I get the sense, my Labradorite crew, that you like the truth and you like it a little hard, if you know what I mean. And I'm totally on board with that. So let's see. Spirit, what does my Labradorite crew need to know about a misunderstanding, aside from the channeling, because the channeling was also intended to be kind of bursting through a misunderstanding that folks may have about time and how it works. What are the objective blocks, the frequencies that my Labradorite crew can gaze upon and train with and learn from, so that they may be better educated and energetically equipped to work with time as an ally. Well, right off the bat, we have 11 upright calling. Oh, 11. I'm a big fan of this number. Also, Stranger Things, anyone? 75, transcendence. 27, higher purpose. That's interesting. Those look similar to me. 20, gratitude. And 3, empowerment. Oh my goodness. So we're going to get into the book, and we're going to read every single one, because today that's what we're doing. However, looking at this, there are already big themes, my beautiful Labradorite crew. By the way, has anyone told you recently that above all else, you're worthy of love? Look at that glimmer in you. Look at you, magicalness. Yeah, so you're so worthy of love. And you know, I'm saying it with a little smile on my face and a little giddy, because I think you know, but it's my job to make sure. So here's what I'm seeing, Labradorite crew. You're at the precipice of something big. You probably know it. I know it. We know it. It's your next breakthrough. And in that, there's going to be this move toward your higher purpose, which I believe this card also came out in my Peridot crew. And maybe you're impatient to get there. Maybe you're like, look, I feel the empowerment, I feel the transcendence, I feel the call of my calling and my higher purpose. But this gratitude thing, like, I'm really, I don't know if I'm about that right now. It's hard to be grateful when we're almost about to manifest the next biggest, bestest, brightest thing. I'm just moving these guys out of the glare. It's hard. It's hard to be full of gratitude, for me anyway, when something huge is about to shift and I can feel it. I'm like in this in-between stage between two plateaus, or maybe you could actually say two islands, and there's like a plateau jutting out from each side, and then there's this tiny little gap, and I'm like, how do I get over there? And what Spirit's already saying right here is just calm down. I'm your ally. Time was just telling us this. I'm your ally in every moment, not just in the moment you want to skip to. And I'm sure as heck not going to facilitate some kind of cheat code when the beauty and the growth and the expansion and the bliss is in every moment, not just the ones that we think are the best. Wow. Well, I hope you needed it as much as I did, because I sure did. So, hitting 75, transcendence to start. What does this deck of wisdom have to say to us? And I'm going to show the frequencies as well, because to entrain with them and see them. And I also encourage you, if I am on a phone, take a peek. If you're just listening, which I love to do too, I completely understand. Consider pausing, taking a screenshot, and then just gazing over this scene when you have some opportunities, because just the artwork is the powerful conduit in and of itself. All right, 75. If you have drawn this transcendence card upright, you are being called to rise from struggles and limitations like a phoenix out of ash. But to do that, you must allow yourself to become ash. How many times have you sat safely within the narrow confines of your life, comfortable in your current thoughts, beliefs, and expectations? Then out of the blue, something shocking happens that completely destroys your picture of peace and harmony. It blows your mind or throws you for a loop. There is a sudden realization that your comfort was based on an inadequate foundation of false thought, belief, and action. This is a humbling, frightening, but necessary experience. We call this a tower moment. This is an experience that shakes the foundation of your current sense of security and/or forces you to question your strongly held beliefs, perceptions, attitudes, and behaviors. It is likely to bring chaos in its wake. If you have drawn this card, ask yourself, what structures in my life are breaking up? No doubt you will already be very aware of where there is turmoil and destruction, but sometimes it can be on a more subtle or subconscious level. With any destruction, there comes creation. Truth and honesty has come like a bolt of lightning through your current experience in order to cause you to grow past your present level. If you have drawn this card, you are being called towards a major shift in consciousness. Practice non-attachment. If things are falling apart, let them fall apart. Build something entirely new from the ashes of what remains. Oh, the power. Yes, my Labradorite crew, I sense that you sense exactly what this card is referencing. There is probably something, and you've been teetering and tottering between the idea of, do I let it go? Or do I hold on a little bit tighter? And Spirit is saying, you let it go. Time is saying it also. Time is saying, if you let it go, you're going to free up some space in your energetic body that I can use to make something better. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. 27, higher purpose. If you've drawn this card in reverse, your inspiration is currently diminished. You've been prioritizing what you have to do more than what you want to do. The effort and struggle in your life is holding you out of alignment with your soul, and because of this, you are not in alignment with your higher purpose. It is time to care about how you feel. Your compass will never take you north if you do not follow it north. It is telling you where north is, whether you listen to it or not. But your compass in this life is the way you feel. What would you still do if you had all the money in the world? Your purpose cannot be separate from your joy. A life lived for things you have to do is not a life worth living. So prioritize the things you want to do instead. Ooh! Yes. So it may have to do with letting go of this thing, transcending this thing that you have been holding on to and knowing you should probably let go, and you're teeter-tottering between it and you're like, oh, I don't know. And time is saying, if you want me on your side and you want to manifest some blessings, which we're going to look at soon, let it go. And then when you step into your joy and inspiration, you're going to be, by default, aligning with your purpose. Oh my goodness, I love it. So now let's get to the gratitude card. 20. If you've drawn this card upright, take pause to notice all the things you truly love and appreciate about your life. There are always things in our life that cause a sense of pleasure when we take notice of them. Stop looking for the big things and look at the little things instead, like the way that soap bubbles reflect the light, or the fact that the garbage man picks up the garbage every week. Quick pause, that's only if you remember to put the garbage can out, which I did not today. Anyway, back to the story. The vibration of appreciation is one of the highest vibrations of all. If you have drawn this card, recognizing the good qualities of your life or the good qualities of something that you dislike entirely is the surest way to line up vibrationally with what you have always wanted. Well, paint me green and call me a cucumber. It's going right in line. So I'm not going to make any more commentary of my own. Well, I probably am, but until we get to the calling card. But I'm seeing a through line here, and we'll talk about that in a second. I'm sure you are too, though. So, maybe I'm not even necessary. 3, empowerment. If you have drawn this card in reverse, you are denying your own power. You are relinquishing the power over your own life. You are running from becoming who you came here to become. See, here's my commentary again, but you are in a reading asking for insight and wisdom so you can develop and build your own self-awareness. So I just want to recognize that and let you know that I wouldn't say that you're running. That may be a little extreme. There is such a thing as lethal humility. The time has come to look yourself squarely in the eye and recognize the gifts you came to this life with. You are a powerful creator. If you are here on earth, there must be a good reason for it. Now that I can get behind. And then finally, calling. Upright, number 11. If you've drawn this card, upright, your calling is upon you. A strong urge toward a particular way of life, career, or vocation either is compelling you in a particular direction or will compel you in a particular direction shortly. Your purpose will always come in the form of a special something that you came here to give the world. Therefore, you can assist your calling by answering this question. What gift did I come here to give? Do not ignore your calling. Follow it to the ends of the earth as it unfolds, develops, and builds itself. You're walking the path of your pre-birth intention. If I get any more chills, my beautiful Labradorite crew, I don't know what's going to happen. What happens when a human dies of chills? I don't know. But here's what I see. Put it all together, and what have you got? Bibbidi bobbidi bliss. Advanced being you already knows what you're supposed to be doing. Advanced being you maybe having a little bit of trouble letting go of an old job, an old crush, an old lover, an old connection, an old living situation, old relationship ties, old memories, old nostalgia, old dreams, old roles, to hold on in the face of the immensely powerful wave of change that time itself has decided to bring into your life. This impatience card kind of says it all. Impatient because your soul knows what's coming, and your soul is really ready for your mind and your body and your emotions to come together in gratitude to follow the path of your calling. That's a really fancy little reader way to say, because, you know, I'm a little bit on the long-winded side, to say it's time to do that thing. Let go of that other thing and accept that new thing, that new. And if you don't know what that new is, that's okay. Just know in your guts that you can feel it coming. I know you do, because I'm feeling it on your behalf, and I'm like, whoa, this energy is intense, but beautiful, powerful. I can't wait to see the blessings that time has in store for you as a result of following this instruction. My Labradorite crew, you are on the verge of something mighty. Mighty, 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 mighty. And it's going to be about saying, can I release what's no longer serving and step into my power and be who I know I am? If you needed a reminder, Labradorite crew, here it is. You're talented, you're gifted, you're multifaceted. You have a secret sauce that nobody else has. You have an encoding of DNA mixed with unique experiences and thoughts from your soul in the other realms that nobody else on this floating rock has. So, let's open up the container and eat the dessert. Okay, I'm not really a big whistler, but that's happening a lot today in this time-related reading. So what is it about time and wind and sound? There's probably something there, but we'll ponder that another day. Today, right now, we're looking at the biggest blessing that time is trying to give you, should you align with its instruction and its wisdom. So let's pop this over here and let's see. Oop. We're going to be using the Butterfly Oracle for this. I love the gold gilding. And as I shuffle this, whoops, sentimental feelings. Hey, I want to ask you, do you know how beautiful you are, Labradorite crew? Do you know? Hafiz has an amazing poem about this, talking about mountains bowing down and singing and worshiping you every time your mouth opens to speak. Self-love is what it all gets back down to, ultimately, in the end. Can we be the guardians and custodians of ourself? Can we treat ourselves with love, respect, honor, and value? And if so, the universe will gift us with the most incredible opportunities, experiences, and blessings if we prove to be great stewards of what's been given to us. And from day one, that was, well, us. So I'm letting you know, friendly reminder, you are incredible. There is so much to you that is valuable and priceless and innately magnificent. And to care for that is not only the opposite of selfish, it is what we need in this world. So please remember how absolutely magnificent you are and treat yourself accordingly. Please. All right, time. What blessings Ooh, I almost said, have you been hoarding? And I think that's kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke from time itself. Like, no, I'm not hoarding these blessings. They're actually like right here, right now. They can be realized immediately, even if they're not in their big form yet. They might be in their little form, like the frequency deck said about noticing the small bubbles shining in, was it in gratitude? Like, notice little tiny things, even if it's not big things. Notice the small things, and don't worry, they're only going to get bigger and bigger. It's like a seed in a garden. So, so time's not hoarding anything is what time is trying to say. Of course, there's this movie I'm a big fan of. Well, I love movies, what can I say? And it's called We're No Angels. And it is a movie I watch pretty much annually with my family around Christmas time. And there's a song that was written for the movie, something I believe called Sentimental Moments. And it's a beautiful song. If I can find a link to the scene, I will link it down below. But the tune fills my heart with love, and that's what happens when I see this sentimental feelings card. I'm also a very sentimental person, but this is not about me. First, religion and spirituality. I have never, ever, ever, ever pulled this card. Sorry, so rough with you, little card. In a reading, and I can't count the many times I've read with this deck. I cannot count them, and yet never have I pulled the religion and spirituality card. Wow. That's, ouch, huge. Sorry, I gotta stretch out my leg because that was just too much. Emotions. Oh, I see something. Look at a similar theme here, guys. And take the next step now. All right, so here's what time is bringing you, my beautiful Labradorite crew. Immense amount of downloads and powerful realizations. You're leveling up, and that much is clear. I don't know if you're going to join a new religion. I mean, in this day and age, is anyone still joining religion? That's not meant to be sassy. That's a genuine question. You may join a religion that just lights your heart on fire. It may even be a traditional religion. Or you may find a spiritual path or a deepening of your current spiritual path. I mean, you're here watching a reading and a channeling. So I know you've got some kind of spiritual path, or a friend sent this to you. That's a really good friend, by the way. Hold them close. It's going to be next level. You already selected the Stone of Magic, right? So this is about uncovering the magic within, finding the shine to your own soul. And much of that can be done through heart work. Take it from me. There's something else I'm going to link below, which is called the Breath of Life meditation. And it's all about awakening and activating your heart center through a series of mantras. It's a game changer. It's a life changer. And I see it here in both the emotions and sentimental feelings card. If you want to align with these gifts that time has for you, which is deep spiritual fulfillment, deep emotional fulfillment, deeply meaningful relations. I'm seeing romance, I'm seeing connection, I'm even seeing marriage and engagement for some. And take the next step now, this boldness and this courage. Somebody or some people are going to be taking the next steps with you. They're going to be inspired to partner with you, to work with you, to hold hands with you, to include you in their group. People are going to want to partner with you in business. I mean, all eyes are about to be on you. This is a single butterfly, single butterfly, single butterfly, single butterfly. It's all about you right now, my beautiful Labradorite crew. Your comeuppance, but in the best way. So I'm going to link this meditation that I was just referencing, the Breath of Life, below, because if you want to align with these emotional experiences that set your heart on literal fire, but not in an angry way, but in a loving, passionate way, there's nothing more heart-opening that I know of than that particular meditation. So I'll link that below too, along with the sentimental moments. And then we'll all just be crying together. You just, throw me a comment down below about how you cry, and then I'll talk about how I cry, and we're all just crying, and I love it. Time is bringing you all the connection, all the love, all the oneness, all the miracles, oh, the reality bending, fifth dimensional experiences that you've been praying for. It's simply a matter of being exactly where you are right now and recognizing that that's where you are supposed to be. And if you can do that, I should have known by the way time was rapping and poeting and saying we. You're the first group where time referred to itself as we instead of I. The funny thing is this is all about you, but you in community. You being seen and approached by others. A we, a group, a collective, centering and circling around you. It's a powerful place to be. So those are the blessings that time is bringing in for you, baby boo. And I hope that when you're rich and famous, you don't forget me. I'll be here supporting you from afar. Or a close, you know. We are just right here together, you and I. So now, a strategy to align with time. What does time want you to know, to implement on a practical level? Let's see, time. What do you have for my beautiful, my beautiful Labradorite crew who is blossoming and blooming and getting out of their own way as far as when it comes to rushing things, getting out of their own way as far as dissatisfaction with the present moment? I think a gratitude practice. I think you might already have one. Oops, because powerful beings don't... Wow, your deck's really excited too. Powerful beings often find a way to regulate themselves, which is very commendable. But if you haven't yet, a gratitude practice might rock your socks off. Okay, show us, time. How can Labradorite Crew align and make the most of time's gifts, time's ability, time's power? Ah, the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Well, that goes perfectly with what we've already been seeing. We saw it in the frequency deck with letting go of that old outdated thing that you've been contemplating letting go of, my beautiful Labradorite crew. But you're like, oh, but it's like, I'm so familiar with it and it's so safe. And maybe it even, you know, maybe there's an attachment from it to you if it's a sentient being with emotions and feelings. But just a quick friendly reminder that sometimes we set sentient beings free. If our heart's no longer in that connection or that attachment to them, it can actually be the kindest, most loving thing we can do to set them free to go find something or someone who will have its heart in there. Anyway, the crumbling is the overall theme. What are you clinging on to? Let's see what's in these cards. Ooh, well, we will see one day. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? What would you do? Mirror, who or what is triggering you? Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Oh, more starseed energy. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Oh, my beautiful Labradorite. First and foremost, if you identify as a light worker or a starseed, I get that, 110%. Empath, psychic, clairsentient, claircognizant, clairaudient, clairvoyant, medium, channel, healer, doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, therapist, friend, listener. If you just find yourself in a communications major maybe, artist, creative. If you find yourself to be an individual who is aligned with helping heal the community and heal others and uplift Earth's consciousness, then I see that 110%. And I see that a couple of the big advices for you, I'd say trust your path, Lemuria, and keepers of the earth. It's a reminder, like, remember who you are, remember your power, remember that you came to this planet. There's a high chance you came to this planet knowing what the condition of it would be, and knowing that your spirit and soul were going to bring very specific gifts. But in order to fully actualize those gifts, there were some pieces of your human puzzle and your ancestral DNA that are going to have to be healed and seen and looked at and loved on first. So if there's any healing work to be done here, it's probably not a whole lot. I mean, healing is a lifelong journey. I don't want to say it's ever done. But I mean, if there are any particular blocks or things that need to be let go of so that something can crumble. Is this in the frame? I just want to make sure you can really see it. So that something can crumble, then it's time for that to happen. It's time to let go of the thing you've been holding on to so that you can fully realize your destiny, which is to help elevate the consciousness of all of humankind and more, you know? Sometimes through the Akashic records, we got beings who are watching us and learning from us, even as we're going along our earthly journey. I imagine it like they have a little remote and a little television. Well, the equivalents, I'm sure it's a little more high tech than that, but, and they're like, put on a compassion exercise. And then the little television like zooms in on your story, Labradorite Crew. And it's like, oh, look, Andrea is going to be learning about compassion today when she gives extra compassion to her stepsister's niece who is mouthing off, but is only doing that because she's got some rough stuff going on in her life. Look at how Andrea navigates the situation. And then there are all these little Arcturian beings who are watching the TV like, oh my gosh, that's compassion in action. Now I can take that and be a more compassionate being. So think of it like that. It may not only be humankind who's being elevated by what you're doing. That was the very long path to the very short point that we were trying to make. Then this mirror, who or what is triggering you? This is kind of an outlier, but I got little hints of that in the frequency. I'm pointing over there at the frequency deck. It's not with us right now, but little hints of that in the frequency deck, which was, if it's coming to impatience and there's this, it's like there's this feeling of not wanting to be with your circumstances right now, which is why you're trying to skip on to the future, get to the next thing. And what time was trying to say is that, oh, no. We are your circumstances. The next thing that you want is actually embedded in this moment right here, and how you attend to this moment right here, directly relative to what you're going to experience in the future. So the energy you bring to now is actually what dictates later. So if you look at who or what is triggering you, these circumstances, the energy you attend to them with now, my beautiful Labradorite crew, is going to be what creates the blessings we just saw. And then Lemuria, keepers of the earth, this speaks to your ancestral connection to healers and other beings, your starseed nature. And finally, then the crumbling. Oh yes, and after the crumbling is the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So some would say this is the tower, and I would totally agree. This is like a tower equivalent. But this is also giving me the world and the fool vibes. Like you're at the very end of something, and then you're about to start from zero, this brand new journey. Look at that. There's even lightning in both of these. And it's funny because your energy felt like a clap of lightning when we first started. And when time was going on and on about what time is, no offense to time, I go on and on too. So I mean that as a symbol of respect. But when time was riffing on what time is and time does, there was references to a storm and references to rain. And here we see it again with a storm and the lightning. So you're in a storm right now, and I think you like it a little bit because it's exhilarating. And whenever you're ready to be done with that and start a new landscape, new weather, a new day, a new morning with chances for another electric storm or something even more exciting. I don't know what that could be. A tsunami, maybe? Yeah, tsunami of love. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. That's a song. It's there for you. Time is saying, yeah, you change your frequency in the moment to be with where you are now, and I'm going to bring in all that stuff that we talked about. So that, my beautiful Labradorite crew, is where we're at, as the kids say. I am so delighted that you joined me today, and we're part of this channeling session. If you loved it as much as I did, or hated it, or anything in the gradient in between, I want to know about it. So comment down below. Comment to me the thing you're letting go of. How about that? What is that thing that you've been holding on to? Here's your divine assignment, my Labradorite crew. What's the thing you've been holding on to that you're ready to let go of? I want to see, I want to know. I'm going to come in and look and see if it matches the thing I've been holding on to. And if you loved the video or just, merely found it entertaining, also totally okay. Feel free to like it. If you want to be in the Little Reader's house constantly, maybe even get a room of your own, subscribe. And as of this precise moment in time when this is being posted, I am doing private readings in a link in the description at buymeacoffee.com. You can also donate a couple of dollars to a new tarot deck because those are very appreciated and very beloved in the Little Reader's house. But LSS, long story short, which I don't think I'm capable of ever doing, and that's okay with me. I'm sending you all the love I've got. You are so worthy and deserving of it. And it's not that you're gonna do great things, Labradorite crew. It's that you already are, and you already do. And Spirit and Time are both a big fan of you. And there it is with the rhyme again. And that's the rub. So, big love to you and yours. And until we meet again, bye for now.